We don't practice because someone makes us practice. We don't practice for fame or glory. We don't practice to impress anyone or make us feel better about ourselves. We certainly don't practice for money. We practice because we yearn to connect. Connect to the ancestors that built this. Connect to the modern geniuses that inspire us. Connect to our city and our scene and the listeners in the back of the room. But mostly we want to connect to that spark that lives deep within all of us. That spark that wants to be fire. We practice every day to clear a path for that spark. Let's practice together. Welcome to the Daily Guided Practice Session. Let's start with our chromatic scale, 88 beats per minute. Let's get to work. What's up, y'all? Adam Maness here. You are at the Guided Practice Session for today. It's Friday. We're on YouTube. I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays doing a live Guided Practice Session, and we are live. So let me know where you are practicing from in the world. I am in beautiful, sunny, autumny St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm ready to get going here. I know we have some double dippers in here from the daily guided practice session over at Open Studio. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes as the room fills up. We're practicing a super hip Herbie Hancock lick. It's just one bar from the end of the first chorus of his solo in Dolphin Dance. And it should be pretty nice. Little Birdie says, by the way, that Mr. Peter Martin might be playing this tune tonight at Shelter in Place. So go check that out. There's a possibility that might happen. I can't guarantee it, but there's a possibility. What's up, Yao Ming? What's up, Bruce? What's up, John? What's up, Colleen? What's up, Sean and Bajan and Dan and Ann and Amanda? What's going on, everybody? We're gonna practice today this super cool diminished scale lick that Herbie Hancock plays in triplets in groups of four at the end of Dolphin Dance. A lot of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. What's up, Ian? What's going on, Tour Tog? What's up, Jasmine and Nicole and Johannes? What's going on from Reykjavik? Charles in Quebec. Everybody. Paul in Amsterdam. Alex in Peru, Vermont. It was very exotic for a second, and then it wasn't. What's up, Noriko? Double dipping from New York. So get to your instrument. Get to your piano. It's just really good for all instruments. I do have a couple of voicings in there just for interested pianists. Is my stuff all crooked up in here? It's always a work in progress. The home studio / dining room, always. But I'm super stoked to practice this. I actually am stoked to practice this for my own playing today. This is going to be, I think, pretty cool for a lot of you and for me, because I want this in my own stuff. Just another minute or so. We'll just let the room fill up with the stragglers who are usually a little bit late. So we're practicing a Herbie Hancock lick today. Oh, by the way, so for all of you who are here today and you want to get in on Open Studio, there's a bit of a sneak peek of our, I don't know why I was doing that, of our Black Friday special and offer on the Piano Access Pass. Choose what you pay. Choose what you pay for the Piano Access Pass. Ian's going to put a link here right there in the chat. And this is a big deal. We've never done that before. This is the first time. You all are the first people to hear about this or to get a shot at this. You can choose what you pay for the Piano Access Pass, which is every course that we make here at Open Studio for the piano from myself, from Peter Martin, from Jeffrey Keyser, from Elio Alves, and including all of the live masterclasses we've been doing and the daily guided practice session and all the great features. There it is. Choose what you pay on the Piano Access Pass. By the way, Piano Access Pass is there's a lot of people on there now. It's a big popular product that we make here. So take advantage of that. That's not going to be around forever. We've never done it before. We might not ever do it again. We'll see what happens. So cool. All right, one more swig of Topo Chico. And I'm ready to get to work. Let's do it. All right, refreshed. So today, I want to practice a very specific Herbie Hancock lick. This is from his the last section of his first chorus of his solo in the classic Dolphin Dance. The lick itself is just one bar, although he does it, he kind of does the shape and the motif of it over that whole 4-bar sequence. And the bar that we're going to be focusing on is this one. So this is the second bar. This is where there's like that E flat pedal, right? It starts out with E flat sus or B flat minor over E flat sus. And then the second bar is this. It's like a B flat 13, flat 9 sharp 11. It's essentially Herbie's famous double diminished, right? Like I think of it as B flat 13. I know me and Peter Martin were talking, and he thinks of it as essentially this double diminished over E flat, which it totally is. It's kind of either. It's based off of the half whole diminished scale in the key of B flat. Like in this scale is no E flat. It's just all over a pedal, right? So Herbie does this. So for that B flat, that B flat 7 sus, so that B flat minor over E flat, E flat 7 sus or B flat minor over E flat, he starts out this triplet, this 4/3 triplet thing. Right? 1, 2, 3, and. Really, really common way to subdivide triplets in a way that's really interesting. It's not just like da 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 da, you know, like a Jesu kind of situation. It's really kind of hip situation. It's so cool. So he starts that out in the bar before this one with just a B flat minor, right, or E flat 7. And then for this bar where it's this like double diminished, right, or B flat 7, flat 9, based off of the half whole diminished scale, he does this. How hip is that? What is that? By the way, the next chord is something like this, and he does it again. Just takes it up. Right, and then he completes it with the G7, just down like kind of a G7 flat 13 thing. But what I really want to look at is a couple of things with this today. I want to look at this scale that he's using. This is all based off of the half whole diminished, what he's doing here. But there's some principles with how this line is structured that are very revealing and can give us some great insight into how we can use the diminished scale more than just as a linear scale. It's so much more than that, and it's so great because it goes around in these minor thirds, right? So once we kind of establish a pattern, we can take it around in minor thirds, which, by the way, is happening here. But I'm not even ready to get into this Herbie lick yet. First, we need to do a little legwork on the diminished scale itself. What I want to do is start today with a little warm-up on just the diminished scale, the half whole diminished scale. So here again, I have that B flat 13, flat 9 sharp 11, and I just want to practice this diminished scale first and foremost. Right? It's an 8-note scale, and it just goes here, starting on B flat, in a pattern of half step, whole step, half step, whole step. You probably have seen this, right? So let's start our session today. 88 beats per minute, symbolic of the 88 keys on a piano. Thank you very much. You can have that one. I want to play this scale 2 octaves. Now, if you feel like doing this with both hands as a pianist, go right ahead. If you feel like playing this little B flat 13, sharp 11 voicing underneath it, I love this little voicing. We just want to warm up here. So let's do a kind of standard warm-up for our guided practice sessions. The first thing that we want to do is actually just a brief posture check. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. Make sure that your hips are aligned with the keys, that they're kind of all perpendicular, square with the piano. Make sure that you're a good height in your seat and that your elbows are level with the keys or even a little above or below, depending on your preference. Everybody's different in this, actually. Some people love to be really low. Some people love to be very high. So whatever kind of works best for you. Take a big, deep breath. Lift your heart to your chest right now and straighten that spine. And then let's do one sort of pass through our shoulders where we're going to lift our shoulders to our ears. And I'm going to count you down. 5, lift them up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and just relax. What we want to do too is just relax everything in our face, our neck, and our upper back. That's usually where we keep a lot of tension as we start our practice routine. You might do some wrist circles here. See if I can get this in the, there we go. So like this, right? Where we can either pronate, we can go counterclockwise, clockwise, but we just want to kind of stretch out what we're going to be doing. You might shake out your wrists a little bit even. I like that. Look at that. Yeah. All right. So let's practice our B flat half whole diminished scale. Up and down 2 octaves. We're going to go beyond what we have written here, just up and down 2 octaves. I'm going to play this voicing in my left hand. What we want to do is just get this sound in our head before we get to the lick, right? That lick is based off of all the notes in this scale, but we want to first just practice getting the sound, the general sound of the scale, and then we're going to break it down even more. Try it with me. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Even if you're an advanced player here, see how perfect you can make this. Can you hear this perfectly and execute it perfectly? Can everything be perfectly struck right along with the click, right along with me, and be completely even in duration and volume? Can you control it? Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Try it again. 2, 3, and 4, and. We're just warming up here. One more time. 2, 3, and 4, and. Relaxed. Nice and easy. Okay, now that we're kind of warming up on the basic bob version of this, just the linear version of this scale, let's start breaking it up. So we don't really want to treat this as a linear scale all the time. What's so great about this is the way it can be broken up and used in different ways. The most basic version we can do that, we can include in our warm-up here. Let's do it in thirds. We'll do minor thirds. Taking it up the scale. We'll go 2 octaves. Down, going down. Again, we're just using every note in the scale, but we're doing it in thirds. So we're skipping a note and then going back and then skipping. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Down, going down. Turn it around. One more time. 2, 3, and 4, and. Again, if you're advanced and this is easy, we'll make it groove then. Mr. Fancy Pants. Nothing else, when we do this kind of basic work, even as advanced players, it helps to lock in the concept, but it also helps us to get better at the little things that we need to get better at, like having great time, having control over the volume, having control over the time, and really just being completely sure of ourselves when we go to play this live and improvise with it. Okay, so that's the scale. That's what this lick is based off, just this simple scale. But what is going on again with this lick? It's so beautiful. What is happening here? Well, the diminished scale itself gives us a lot of clues. So we just did the scale linearly, and then we just did it in thirds. But what if we did triads? What if we made a triad, skipping a couple notes here, but really making a B-flat triad, right? These are all B-flat, D, and F are all notes in the half-whole diminished scale, right? We think it's a diminished scale, but yet there's a B-flat major triad here. Interesting, right? So what if we start there at that B-flat major triad over B-flat 13, sharp 11, flat 9? What if we start there and we move each one of these notes up the scale? What happens? Check this out. And back down. It sounds so good. Isn't that something? What is going on here? We're just moving each one of these notes from the B-flat major triad. All these notes are part of the half-whole diminished scale. We're just moving them up the half-whole diminished scale. So the B-flat goes to B, the D goes to E, the F goes to G, and so on. We just keep moving them up. So you might notice here, there's a pattern that goes every two triads, right? So we have a major triad in the first inversion. Then we have a minor triad in the second inversion, right? This is E minor. Then we have a major triad in the first inversion, and lo and behold, we have a minor triad in the second inversion. Sorry, I shouldn't say a major triad in the first inversion. It's just a major triad in the root inversion there, here. And then the second inversion. And then again, major triad, right, in the root inversion, major triad in the second inversion, or sorry, minor triad in the second inversion, major, minor. Pretty slick, right? And notice too, it goes B-flat major to E minor. And then it just transposes up a minor third. D-flat major, which is a minor third up from B-flat major, to G minor, which is a minor third up from E minor. Again, that's where this sort of symmetry of the half-whole diminished scale really comes to our advantage, because we can just start moving things up, transposing on the fly, knowing that it's going to work. So let's play this. Let's play half notes. We'll do half notes. We'll start very slow. I just want you to hear these triads. 1, 2, 3, and. Let's go back up to B flat and come back down. Bring it down. See if you can find your way back down. Again, 2, 3, and. It's out, right? Like in a great way. Woo! Up to the B flat triad and back down. Just in reverse here. Let's break these up into eighth notes, up and down, like this. So I'm just breaking up the triad, going up and then back down. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Again, for my advanced players out there, get into the details here, even if you know this, which you might not. Take it back down. One more time. 3 and 4 and. Woo! B flat and back down. So there we have it. This pattern emerges, right? Major triad in the root inversion, minor triad in the second, major in the root, minor in the second, major in the root, all moving up in groups of 2 up in minor thirds. Now, that's pretty dope. Just the sound of that is incredible. But do you notice anything else here about these triads? I've put a very strong hint. I mean, it's like hitting you over the head, right? I've kind of color-coded this a little bit so that you can see that one of the most interesting things I think about the diminished scale, and something that I think about quite often as I play it, and something that is just really, really important to that Herbie lick that we're about to go over again, is that if you look at our blue triad here, the B-flat major triad, and then you look at the other blue triad, what are those triads? Well, this one, the first blue triad, that's a B-flat major triad. And that second triad, why, that's a B-flat minor triad. So within the diminished scale is both a B-flat major and a B-flat minor, is a E minor and an E major, is a D-flat major and a D-flat minor, is a G minor and a G major, right? So there's this duality here where we have, a minor triad and a major triad, both of them represented in this scale. And that's what Herbie's really doing here, is he's taking advantage of this incredible minor major pull that you can get. And then he's taking it down in minor thirds, right? Which we know works just perfectly here with the diminished scale. Let's have another look at that Herbie Hancock lick real quick. Before we do, though, if you're digging this content, go ahead and hit the like button. Give me a like on this if this is the kind of stuff you want to see me doing. I love this stuff. I can nerd out about color-coded triads on the diminished scale literally every week if there's enough likes. I do this in my free time, folks. So, and then also check out this deal that we have today for the PAP, the Piano Access Pass. Choose what you pay. First time we're ever offering choose what you pay. Literally just choose your price on the Piano Access Pass. That's all 22 piano courses we've ever made from myself, Jeffrey Keyser, Peter Martin, Elu Alves. Anyway, let's check out the lick again. So, knowing what we know now, right? We know a lot now. Check this out. What's happening as we go down here in our first group of 4? We look at the top 3 notes. That's a G minor triad. We look at the bottom 3 notes of these first group of 4. It's a G major triad. It's both a major and a minor in one. And look at the second group. We have a minor triad, E minor, right, down a minor third, and then a major triad. Right? So we have this G minor, G major, E minor, E major, and then check it out. D flat minor, D flat major. So again, if we were to play these 4-note groupings together, and Herbie doesn't do this, but you could then go down to like B flat minor and B flat major too, right? There's 4 different groupings of these. Isn't that awesome? That's so great. And again, this is all over an E flat pedal too. It makes it extra crispy. And then he does it again in the actual, go check out Dolphin Dance. But that's what's going on here. And he's doing this super hip rhythm of this. Right? See if you can't get a decent click here. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then it'll go up to. So he has that 4/3, right? Those triplets in groups of 4. So that's what's going on. He's making this really awesome diminished scale sound in E flat. Well, how can we practice this so that it comes out in our playing? That's what I'm most interested in. It's really fun to break down the theory of this. We could do that all day. That's a blast, actually. But we want to be able to experience this in our own improvisation into a way that is natural and that just kind of comes through. So I wrote a little etude here, and I did a very basic version of this. This is in the key of E flat. It's just a 2-5-1 in the key of E flat. Now, I want to cover a couple of things with this etude. I want to cover the triplet 4/3 rhythm, right, where there's triplets in groups of 4, and we do that. And then I want to cover our diminished scale minor major triads, right? So we have here the exact lick Herbie does, right? G minor and major triad, E minor and major triad, D flat minor and major triad, all done in triplets in those groups of 4. But then we're going to take it just one step further here. When we get to the 1 chord, we're going to delay the major 7 and we're going to do a diminished chord on that E flat. So, and you hear this all the time, right? And then we'll resolve it to E flat. What that does for the purposes of this exercise and for this practice is it means that we can practice some more diminished stuff. In fact, we can take this, and this is basically the same lick transposed down a 4th, right? So check it out. This is the E flat, I guess it's the F. We'll call this the F half diminished. Sorry, F half whole diminished scale. Right, down a 4th. So check it out. On that E flat diminished 7 chord, look at the lick here. We have D minor and major, right? The top 3 notes are D minor. The bottom 3 notes of those first 4 notes are D major. And then we have B minor and major. And then we have A flat minor and major. And then I have a 2 chord there, and that's really just setting it up. We're just going diatonically so that we can get to here. And then subsequently here. And then just a little, sprinkle there. You can do whatever you want. Honestly, you could do whatever you want on the 2 chord too. It's not super important other than I'd like to practice more. Isn't that great? Again, the 2, 5, 1 in E flat, we have our 2, which is just like an F minor 7, 7th chord that we're just going to take down diatonically. Then when we get to that B flat 13, now we do the Herbie lick, right? Where we have our half whole diminished scale in B flat, and we're doing our woo, right? Our G minor and major, our E minor and major, and our D flat minor and major. Then we get to our E flat diminished 7. And we have our F half whole diminished scale, or our E flat whole half. It's the same scale, just starting in a different place. Right? We have our D minor and major, our B minor and major, and our A flat minor and major. And then we'll just resolve it however you want. So, let's see if we can play this sucker. It's an etude for a reason, right? We'll leave this video up indefinitely, so you can always come back and check out these graphics, this lick. You can always come back and play this lick. Let's see if we can play this lick. I mean, it's kind of important. Let's start out slowly. Try it again. 2, 3, and play with me. Isn't that great? You got it. I'll do a little bass line. You practice. You can use these voicings if you're a piano player too. Just simple shell voicings that I have here. But I'll do a little bass line. You practice the lick. We'll just loop it. 2, 3, and. From the top. Just loop it over and over again. Repeat back. pick it up. Let's see where we are here. That's not that big of a deal. We're in 4 here. Woo. I love that. Let's try it here. 1, 2, 3, and. From the top. 3 and. Top. One more time. Isn't that great? Okay. We're going to keep going up. Let's see where we are. This should be good. Play with me. 1, 2, 3, and. 3 and. 3 and. One more time. And. All right, let's do one more tempo for our advanced players. Push ourselves a little bit outside of our comfort zone. Try it. 1, 2, 3, and. 3 and. 3 and. 3 and. It's coming. 3 and. 3 and. 3 and. Cleaner. 3 and. One more time. And. One more time. 3 and. Every time I say on a microphone, it's coming. It sounds good. It just falls apart. Every time. But we got it back. We got it back. One way to practice this that I didn't mention, that if you're having a hard time with, especially on piano, well, really only on piano, this is a great way to do this, is to take these groups of 4 and play them all together. So you could do like that, right? Where you're just, or you could even just do it out of time and just practice getting these shapes. I mean, that's just beautiful. Anyway, I mean, you could solo with this. So pretty. So there it is. That's Herbie Hancock. Here's the original lick again. And it's just what we had there, but over a E flat pedal. And then he does it again with that chord. But isn't that super great? Oh man, thank you, Herbie, for everything. So cool. Again, if this is the kind of content you want to see out of us here at Open Studio, go ahead and click the like button, and then check out that deal we have. Again, we've never done that before with Choose What You Pay for the Piano Access Pass. you know, it's as good as we got over there. The Piano Access Pass. It's all the good stuff. So go check that out. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Super, super fun. Had a great time. And yeah, peace, everybody. Again, we'll leave this up if you want to come back. All right, later, y'all. See ya.